You want the truth? The world was never ruled by the kind. It was ruled by the disciplined, the feared, and the unforgettable. Every empire, every throne, every revolution was built by people willing to become dangerous. The weak call it evil. The strong call it necessary. Julius Caesar crossed the Rubicon knowing it meant war, and he crossed it anyway. That is what separates rulers from spectators. The modern world trains people to become harmless. Soft minds, soft habits, soft discipline. Because intense people are difficult to control. But history remembers intensity. History remembers pressure. History remembers presence. You think charisma is smiling? No. Charisma is psychological gravity. It is making people feel pressure before you even speak. It is silence that makes weak people uncomfortable. It is emotional control sharp enough to bend chaos around you. That is power, and power is addictive. Most people fear becoming powerful. Because power demands sacrifice. You cannot become dangerous while remaining comfortable. You cannot command respect while begging for approval. And you cannot lead anyone while being controlled by your emotions. Emotion is the chain around most people's necks. They panic instantly, react instantly, seek validation instantly. That is why they are predictable. And predictable people are easy to manipulate. Machiavelli understood this centuries ago. People are ruled less by logic and more by perception. People believe confidence, even when confidence is built on illusion. That is why certainty is one of the deadliest weapons on earth. A confident man can move crowds, a confident leader can move nations, and a confident fool can destroy them. Whether admired or hated, Stalin and Hitler showed how propaganda, fear, and certainty can move mass emotion toward catastrophe. The crowd wants entertainment, but leaders study behavior. They study fear, ambition, weakness, and weakness is everywhere. Most people today are addicted to distraction, scrolling endlessly, searching for approval, trading discipline for dopamine. And then they wonder why nobody respects them. Respect is not given to distracted minds. It is given to controlled minds. Napoleon once said, "A leader is a dealer in hope," and he was right, because people follow emotion before truth. They follow certainty before evidence. That is why presence matters. A nervous face destroys authority. A desperate person destroys his own value. But calmness terrifies people, because calm people look powerful. A man who remains composed during pressure appears superior instantly. That is psychological dominance. The lion does not scream every second. It watches, silently, and silence itself becomes intimidating. The strongest person in the room is usually the least emotional, because emotional control creates mystery, and mystery creates tension, and tension creates attention. Most people talk too much because they fear silence. They fear being ignored. They fear judgment, but fear destroys charisma. That is why rulers throughout history mastered emotional control. Caesar mastered it. Napoleon mastered it. Machiavelli understood it. Nietzsche said, "He who has a why to live can bear almost any how." And weak people have no why. That is why pressure destroys them. But disciplined individuals become colder through pressure, sharper through pressure, more dangerous through pressure. The modern world fears disciplined people because disciplined people cannot be controlled easily. They are less emotional, less reactive, less dependent. That makes them unpredictable. And unpredictable people create pressure naturally. Human beings constantly measure status subconsciously. They observe posture, tone, reactions. People can smell insecurity before words even begin. That is why self-control matters more than motivation. Motivation fades. Discipline remains. A motivated person works when inspired. A disciplined person works when exhausted. That difference changes destinies. But understand this carefully. Power without morality eventually destroys itself. Every empire built only on fear eventually collapsed. Because fear creates obedience, but never loyalty. So the real goal is not becoming evil. The real goal is becoming formidable, disciplined, composed, impossible to manipulate. Because once you control your emotions, master your presence, and speak with certainty, people react to you differently. They listen differently. They remember you differently. And in a world full of distracted followers, that alone makes you dangerous.